Hello, everybody, and welcome. Hello, Kim.
Hi, Mary Catherine.
Of course, I'm here with the beautiful Kim Ruwa, all the way from the Netherlands. And she, my loves, she is joining us today to discuss a little bit about her event, her workshop for the Lionsgate Light Language Festival event on the 7th. And her workshop is on learning on how to tap into the earth grids and channel light language from different beings and places on and off the planet. To condense that, it's like light language by location. Wow. We had a taster chat about this before you came on, Kim. That sounds amazing. Thank you so much for being here. It's wonderful to have you.
Thank you for creating this. I mean, this is a very innovative, pioneering type of event. I feel maybe for the first time on the planet, even. So it's such an honor to be part of such an amazing group of people that you've called in, and everybody that's participating. So many new people to connect with as well. So yeah, I'm super honored.
Oh, thank you. And of course, I want to introduce you to anybody who maybe didn't catch our last lives we did together. And if you haven't, please go back into my records, go back into my Facebook, my YouTube. We had an amazing energy house clearing with you, Kim, a while back. So, those of you that have witnessed her, stay tuned. Kim is a light language channel, right? She's an Akashic Records reader. She's an energetic space clearer, and I've witnessed that personally myself. She's a Reiki Master, a Cacao Ceremonialist, initiated Egyptian Priestess, working with the Sacred Ankh healing. She's divine dragon healer as well, and she works deeply with ancestral plant medicines. Compassionately and lovingly really does hold space in sacred ceremony while using a combination of these spiritual tools I've just mentioned for healing and remembrance of our divine light and innate power. Thank you, Kim. Oh, it's so wonderful.
Mouthful. It's like, let's see if Mary can read this out all in one go. Yeah, it's a mouthful. I mean, that's what happens when you just open up to your curiosity, which I guess happened for me a couple of years ago. And you just like, oh my goodness. So I get full body tingles. I just want to learn it all. And there's so much out there.
It's
So
true.
yeah.
Did I miss Medicine Woman? I remember.
That's like the encapsulating name. Oh, that's okay.
Thank you for being here, Kim, and
So welcome.
for joining our space. Just to let people know, by the way, that that workshop that I'm talking about, light language, earth grids by location, that is from 3 to 4 BST. That's 4 to 5 CET. And please register now because in the comments below, you'll see the registration link. Bing, do a little bing on it, put in your details, your email, and after that, you'll be emailed out the timetable. And on that timetable, there are clickable links. You will see where Kim's workshop is, and of course, the myriad of nearly 15 others. And she'll have her individual Zoom link. You'll click onto that at 3 o'clock. Please be there for 3. We'll be closing the rooms at 10 past to join in with Kim and also her co-host and conscious oracle. We have the beautiful Niomi Stella Rose all the way from Sweden, and we have the beautiful Sadie Riley all the way from the UK holding that space along with Kim. So it will be a powerful, powerful sacred space that is being held on that journey. 7th of August, guys, it's 2 days away. I can't believe it. It's come
Join
up so fast.
us.
Been through things as well.
Yeah.
It's been intense. It's been beautiful. And before we go on, I'd love you to maybe join Journey, Lawa's journey with you on your journey. Maybe tell people like what brought you into this space, what brought you to where you be today.
Yeah, wow. I mean, if we have a few hours or let me write a book. But in a nutshell, yeah, like a couple of key things happened in my life. My dad passed. I met who I thought was my soulmate. I had a health issue. So it was like a trinity, very symbolic of moments that happened within about a year that just asked me to really shift massively in my life. And so I started, especially for my health, I started changing a lot of different things in my life as to what I was eating, how I was showing up. I started to train as a life coach. That's really the very first thing that I did. and that I always knew I wanted to become from when I was 18, but put it off for 12 odd years or even more. And so the passing of my dad really unlocked that, if you will, this notion of life can end tomorrow. Let's go do the things that we really wish. And that message is very necessary for me today as well. And from life coaching, I ended up doing Akashic Record readings, also just like very randomly, but not randomly, if you know what I mean, popped onto my path where I became a psychic. And I was like, in corporate, very rational minded. My mom was always spiritual. And I was like, oh yeah, you go fly in your woo-woo plans. I didn't want to know anything about it. And now I'm right in the middle, bam smack in the middle of it. And so we met about almost 2.5 years ago now, I guess, when I was living in Cambodia. My life, well, I changed even more things in my life, and we had met through a course. And then, like, I don't even remember what it was exactly, but I signed up for one of your light language trainings because it had called me. And so from then on, like, I've been having weekly light language sessions with a good friend of mine. Shout out to Suzanne, who was in that course with me as well, and really allowing this process, this unfolding to happen week by week by week. Of course, going through moments as well. Maybe that's a good thing to mention for people that are completely new to light language. At first, you may think, what the freaking hell am I doing? Like, is this even real? Well, that's normal. Don't worry. It's the ego mind just calling us back to earth. Like, what are you really doing? And when we give ourselves the space to just move through that, then it just becomes magical. And so, yeah, I did the level 2 with you as well. And then you created this beautiful festival. I was like, yeah, I'm on this. Yes, I'm going to do a session. No idea what I'm going to do it about. And then that information just came dropping in for me. So yeah, on my path, like I said, I've done so many different things, and it keeps on unfolding because, yeah, we are magic, and the world, this life that we're in, are magic. And when we open ourselves up to it and follow the cosmic breadcrumbs, the cosmic whispers, then it just keeps on getting better and better, with, of course, moments of despair in between and breakthroughs, breakdowns, all of it. We know that, right, Mary? But then, yeah, it just helps you to connect into the heart. Sorry, I think we had a bit of overlap there.
The heart, and I think that's key from what you said there. It's connecting into the heart. I love that. And you use the word journey quite a bit there because everything is a journey. And your workshop is even I was teasing you, like, this feels like we're going on holidays. We're journeying into the known. You know, pick your destination, folks, get your luggage and unpack it.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Can you tell people maybe what they can expect from this workshop?
Yeah,
And
of course.
I want to also say thank you for sharing your journey with us, because there's a little piece for everybody to kind of go, oh, it's not overnight. And we're still on it. I love that. So thank you.
I mean, of course, you can have big moments of awakening, but then to integrate it and to make it a part of your daily life, yeah, that just requires different actions, different attitudes, different ways of showing up to life. So yeah, it's a process. It's a journey, really. Yeah. So when I started to tune into, okay, what is it that I would like to transmit? What type of transmission would I like to workshop? Would I like to host? And this little voice kept on saying to me, light language by location. And I was like, what does that even mean? So I really had to sit with it. Part of me just wanted to put it aside. I'm like, no, no, no. And then kept coming back, and even in my dreams. So like, okay, light language by location, which makes a lot of sense for me. I've lived in 8 different countries and I've traveled extensively across the planet. So I have connections to lots of different cultures, languages, places. So it's like, this can be quite juicy. So really what light language by location to me means is connecting in to different places, different beings, different elements, like anything goes, really. To give you an example of what came up when we were doing like a little taster session, one of us was tapping into the sacred waters of Sweden, the rivers, the lakes, the waterfalls, and what would that look like? What would that sound like, or be shaped like in light language? Then another one of us channeled somebody called Amber from what seemed to be a past life. We haven't figured out yet exactly who she is, and we might never. And then for me, the Maori people from New Zealand really showed up, and it was fascinating to just see what came through. And my thinking behind it is, again, this connection with the heart and what it is that we, in this moment, in this exact group that will show up on Sunday in this workshop, and that might see it at a later point in time as well. What are the messages? What are the codes? What is the wisdom that we are ready to receive from places, locations, people, being, elements from this planet and from other parts of the universe? And so it's quite, for me, even it's a bit scary. I'm going to give that give that away as well, my vulnerability. There may be things coming through that I have, things, people, beings, frequencies that I've never heard of, and that's what makes it fun to show you as well, anybody that's participating, that I don't have all the answers. Mary doesn't have all the answers. It is a collective creation in this group field. And how we get to these locations, I'm going to take you on a little journey, a little visualization where we're tapping into the earth grid, connecting into the crystal grid. And then you're just going to allow my whole body activates as I say this. You're going to allow yourself to just tune into what pops up for you. And then we're going to channel those frequencies and codes. So yes, it's going on a galactic cosmic holiday and seeing who or what wishes to come through for us in a nutshell, really.
I love that. And it's all back again. That connection to earth is aligned with that we're remembering. That's I love that part of it. Like, it's delicious, it's juicy. When you're discussing it, I feel like I'm on the plane flying somewhere new with I'm going to travel. And you know that sense of when you get into a new space and there's palm trees or butterflies or new bird sounds, new smell sounds, new earth smells, new other planet smells. It's just sensory. It's beautiful. Thank you, Kim, because I felt a little
yeah.
I'm going to be rewatching that. I won't be making your live, unfortunately, and for anybody who can't, maybe I need to say that if you're like, oh, I really want to go to this, of course you do. It's okay. If you can't make the live, don't worry. We're going to record everything, and everything is being. This is going to be streamed live. I think this event as well, but the recording will be available after Sunday. And you will have access to that on the Startups of Light page. We'll be asking for a small donation of €7 per recording, or you can buy every recording for 22. That is going back into our bags to create more of these. We want more, right? Thank you, Kim. I love what you shared. And I'm wondering if you to breathe in and just let us know if anything else wants to be shared in this space.
Yeah, I didn't mention it, but a part of it as well is there's very much like a healing energy to this session and these transmissions as well. So it's not just a gift for ourselves to receive it, it's also for Mother Earth. It's also for the people that won't be physically in this space, that are in need, that need a little spark of light in their lives. Like I always speak about the sacred ripple, where something that I'm doing here is having an impact on somebody on the other side of the planet, and giving them perhaps, a little sparkle in their heart in a difficult moment they're going through, and giving them hope, or a spark of light in their dark moments. Or they might not be in a dark moment, it just gives them some extra joy, some extra fun, for the children on our planet, for the children that are coming, for the elderly, for everyone, So this is much more than, oh, I'm just going to listen to somebody transmit some light language. This is really powerful medicine for all that is, really. So that just wish to be shared as well.
I believe that to be so. And I think we forget how powerful it is when our intentions are aligned that way. In fact, doing this festival, I've met some new people, like you said, they've joined into our space and they're beautiful souls. And one of them, I was just, where are you from? And we were chatting, and she goes, the last, actually yesterday I was working on Paris, particularly I was being called to Paris, and we were working on this grid and this location and that location. And again, she does light language by locations in her own way.
Absolutely.
The day before, I was like, do you know that I'm in Paris right now? And that I sensed work being carried out. I
Wow.
could feel the energy come in and the lightness of the space and something shift. And I'm getting chills actually saying this right.
Mm,
And it felt like, we needed, sometimes it's nice to hear that validation that it is picked up, whether people are conscious or not conscious. And by chance, she happened to tell me that. And by chance, I happened to be in that location when she said she was doing it. Like, this stuff is magic,
yeah, it truly is. Yeah.
for bringing this magic to us, Kim.
Yeah, and one more thing. So I feel like this is a tool or a way of using light language to connect into, how sometimes we feel helpless and we may have a sibling or a family member or a loved one or a friend somewhere else, and they're going through a tough time. And yeah, we can text them or we can call them, and that all helps. What if we can collectively tune into this magic, into this medicine, and just know that at any point in time, and I've witnessed this with friends of mine that were in the Amazon, for example, and I was sending them love and light language, and they came back and they said, yeah, I felt it. I really, really knew you were there with me. So this is a strengthening, I feel, of humanity, of the magical web that connects us, and to just be able to send some love, generosity, kindness, like a cosmic light hug to somebody. So yeah, that an invitation to use this more frequently in your way. And maybe this is also important to say, there's no right or wrong, there's only your way. Like, you'll see me in the session, and in a moment, really my brain is like, you have no freaking clue what you're really doing. And that's okay. I'm just allowing it to be. We're vessels, and we're just letting it come through. And if it's off pitch, or if you're like, oh God, well, this is not going to win you America's Got Talent. Well, that's okay. That's not the aim of it, right? It's really to tune into the frequency. So yeah,
That heart that you mentioned at the start, we're coming from
yeah,
the heart
yeah,
with the pure intention. And something as you're sharing is popping in, and maybe that needs to be shared here. Just to, you said you don't know what it is, like you don't know what you're doing. It's almost like you're remembering but not knowing still, because you don't need to know, but it's
yeah.
remembering. And we all have our unique ways of what that looks like. And sometimes seeing someone else remember themselves, their way, their sparks your own. And that's why we have this as well. That's why we're running these festivals, because it's to bring us home to our own at all times, not what Mary does, not what Kim does, not what anybody else, but it's like,
Mhm.
oh, it's making me remember this about me. Wow. And I have a feeling, Kim, I'm going to just run this by you before we kind of close this chat out.
Of course.
Light language by location, it's always been important, but I feel like you're going to, don't want to put words in your mouth. There's a seeds going to be planted in this workshop with the ladies that are in it, with Sadie, with Niomi, with yourself. And it's in under the umbrella of this space that's powerful. Location light language is going to become more vital,
Mm,
focused, because it's going to be needed more and more. Wildfires, earthquakes, winds, not to give anybody disaster scenarios, but to recognize that we have that power with Earth, that connection with Earth and the cosmos, and everything, to harmonize, to help harmonize.
mm,
Not that we're stopping something where Earth needs to have the release, but that we're facilitating the ease, the flow, the healing, and the grace alongside it, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's a good way of putting it.
mm. My whole body is tingling in recognition. And I heard somebody saying, I was listening to a video of somebody, and they were talking about an earthquake somewhere in Melbourne, I think. And the earthquake was not something caused by off-planet beings. No, it was Mother Earth really showing her, or having a release for all the injustice that was being done. So yes, I resonate with that deeply, deeply, deeply. Indeed, without getting in the way of natural processes that need to unfold, yet sending strength, power, energy to specific locations or groups of people when that's needed. And that can be just one person. Yes, when we get together in a collective like we are on Sunday and like we do in our group very regularly, it can just be you. This one little, like, take the example of a little stone in a pond that ripples out on its own. If we put a gigantic rock of a stone in there of the collective, of course that's going to have massive waves. Yet know that you are so powerful. So yeah, I'm excited to see how that's going to unfold. Maybe we'll have festivals by location in the future. Who knows? Who knows?
I look forward to your ripples.
Yes, yes, yes. And I have my drum here, so my drum is like calling out to me to do like maybe a little bit of light language, or if that feels good for here for now.
Yes, if that is pleasing.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. So, funnily enough, my drum, you can't really see it because I'm blurred. Let me unblur for a moment. She's called Pachamama. Where do I do this again? 1 second. She is the earth goddess, connecting the earths into the cosmos. And so I feel like with the frequencies of this drum, we're just going to call in all those people that have not yet been called in to join us during this workshop. So yeah, just take a breath, whoever's watching this now or in the future, whenever you come across this, before or after the workshop. Let's just imagine that you are representing this earth god, earth goddess, breathing in to the bottom of your spine, allowing gentle little roots to grow into the earth, connecting you with her powerful core, with the crystals in her center, connecting into all the crystals on our planet and out into the galaxy, to the crystals and other planets, connecting to different beings, and allowing this energy to come up through those roots into your spine, filling and nourishing every cell of your being, readjusting your chakras so they're rotating at optimal speed, moving all the way up through your spine to the top of your crown, connecting into our outer body chakras and into the stars, the skies, the galactic beings, up into spirit. And just allowing, this transmission, for which I ask to be a clear, radiant, crispy, sparkly vessel, allowing this transmission to just come through for you. And just notice what it does. Notice what perhaps tingles or activates or is shaken up, and opening your heart to receive these codes and frequencies. open your hearts further, put your shoulders back, allow this to come in. Just feeling what's happening in your body. Giving gratitude to these codes coming in for us today. That really felt like a Mother Earth energy calling her children. That's really how it felt.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a little taster of what's gonna come through for us, not just in my session, but in all of our sessions on Sundays. So listen to your heart. If you feel like, oh my God, this is something in you is curious about it, just come and join us and see what happens.
I love that. Wow. Welcome home. Thank you, Kim. I'm still like bringing that in.
Yeah.
Sunday, everybody. Sign up in the links below. This particular workshop is at 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock BST UK time, GMT +1. Light language by locations, Niomi, Stella, Rose.
Yes.
And
Gratitude to my sisters for joining me.
Thank you.
See you,
Bye, my love.
everyone.